Everybody, we're going to take a look at 7.5 today, factoring x squared plus bx plus c. Sorry about the typo there. So we talked about factoring before, but we're going to do it with a full trinomial here. Now, let's just review here for a second. So when we had these terms, we FOILed. Okay, so we had first x squared, then we had the outside plus 7x inside 4x plus 28 for a final total of x squared plus 11x plus 28. Now, this is important here, and I want to come back to this in just a second, because really what we're doing today is going from here to here. And I'm going to show you some cool shortcuts. If we take a look at this 28, where did this 28 come from? Well, that came from the product of 4 and 7. So this here is the product, and then this 11 came from the sum of those two numbers. So let's take a look here. So x times x is x squared, and I have negative 2x minus 6 plus 12. I add those buggers up, and I have x squared minus 8x plus 12. Again, this is the product of those two constants, and this here is the sum. So given this, can you get to that? So let's take a look here. So this is literally called the product sum method. Now this works when it's in the form of x squared plus bx plus c, meaning there's no coefficient here. So how can I get 14? Well, I can get 14 by doing 2 times 7 or 1 times 14. Now, I notice this is positive here. So, and this is positive. So I know that I'm going to end up with 2 positive numbers here. So my sum here, 2 plus 7, well, that gives me 9. Here, this gives me 15. And I'm looking for a sum of 9. So that means this 2 and 7, will be my factored constant. So let's double check. X squared, 14, 7x, 2x gives me 9x. So by finding the product, those factors, and then adding those factors, I can quickly factor these here. Now here, you want to look very carefully. So I've got a positive 27, but I have a negative 12. That means whatever I'm multiplying by to get a positive 27 has to be two negatives, because a negative times a negative is positive, and a negative plus a negative will always give me a negative. So I'm looking for 27 and negative 12. So I can have negative 1, negative 27, negative 3, and negative 9. When I add those up, I get negative 28 here, negative 12. So I know this is my factored form. All right, go ahead. It's your turn. So hit pause, and when you're done, come back and hit play. All right, check out your work. How did you do? Now, I kind of did a little simpler chart here. I didn't get super fancy, but I've got my product and my sum. All right, so what happens here when my C value is negative? Well, that means I've got a negative times a positive, and then this here is positive, so I know that my larger factor has to be positive. So my product here is negative 8, and my sum is a positive 7. So I could have negative 1 and 8. I could do negative 2 and 4. And, well, let's see. When I add these together, I get 7. Add these, I get 2. So I know this will be my factored form. Again, to double check, x squared, 8x, negative x, negative 8. So I've got my negative 8, add these together, I get positive 7. All right, I want you to try it on your own. Go ahead and hit pause. When you're done, hit play and check your work. Check it out. Let's see how you did. All right, example 4. A gardener plants a rectangular lettuce patch in the southwest corner of a square garden. The area of the lettuce patch is 120 square feet. What is the area of the garden? So my area here is 120. Let's see, so this right here, so this whole distance is S. That means this distance, is S minus 12. And if this distance is S, this means right here, this is S minus 5. So my area is S minus 5 times S minus 12. But here's the thing. In order to solve this, I need to have this set equal to 0. So the first thing I'm going to do here is solve this. So I have S squared minus 12S minus 5S plus 60. I'm going to combine my like terms. S squared minus 17S plus 60. Subtract 120 from both sides. So 0 equals S squared minus 17S minus 20. So now I'm looking for a product of 20 whose sum is 17. That just turns out to be S, and I need a larger number that's negative. So S minus 20 times the quantity S plus 3. So now I can solve for S. So let's see, S minus 20 equals 0. S plus 3 equals 0. So S equals 20. S equals negative 3. Well, I can't have a negative distance, so I know my S has to equal 20. So the area of my square garden, 20 times 20, is 400 feet squared. Got my T. All right, so here's a fabulous little cheat sheet here on how to factor. So you've got if C and B is positive, then you've got P and Q are positive. If C is positive and B is negative, these are negative, and if C is negative, one of those have to be negative. All right, it's your turn. Go ahead and try example 4 on your own. All right, check it out. How'd you do? Have a great day, everybody.